morning, students. Today we will discuss the lesson which is entitled as Trade in Ancient India. This article has been written by Radha Kumud Mukherjee. As you know, students, trade originated with human communication in prehistoric times. Trading was the main facility of prehistoric people who bartered goods, that is, exchange of goods in exchange of some other items and services from each other. Trade is believed to have taken place throughout much of recorded human history. Trade in ancient India, which deals with trade and commerce and discusses about seaborne trade in Europe, Asia, and Africa. Industrial production in India in ancient times, like preparation of surgical instruments, construction of royal roads in India for trade and commerce, the circulation of currency, the rise of trading class in India. During the ancient times, Hindus were the masters of seaborne trade of Europe, Asia, and Africa. At the beginning of 18th century, every nation on earth obtained to a large extent its supplies of fine cotton and silk fabric, spices, indigo, sugar, drugs, precious metals and stones, and many other curious and fascinating works of art from our country, India, in exchange of gold and silver. As the Mughal ruler of India, Babur has rightly pointed out that in his memoir, Baburnama, that ancient India was indeed a golden bird, a land of El Dorado, a land of gold and diamonds. In industrial production, ancient India was far ahead in comparison with other countries of those times. According to Professor Weber, the skill of the Indians in production of delicate woven fabrics, in the mixing of colors, the working of metals and precious stones, and the preparation of essences, that is, masalas, spices, medicines, lotions, potions, and in all manner of technical art, as from earlier times enjoyed a worldwide celebrity and prominence. For example, surgical instruments of great delicacy and accuracy were manufactured in India, and it was from Indians that the art of tampering steel was learnt by other people. Ironically, today the modern day medical and surgical equipments are imported from other countries to our countries. What were the factors that favored India to emerge as the number one country in trade and commerce? There were multitudinous factors like number one, as I've given it in the bullet point presentation, the Hindu mercantile community was very enterprising and known for their entrepreneurship, trustworthiness, resilience, and honesty. Indian goods were known for their excellence, for their expertise. They were very much famous all around the world. The skilled artisans of India manufactured various varieties of goods which people in other parts of the world could not find them elsewhere. It was only made in India that they found these valuable products. In the building of art, in the building of huge ships, ancient Hindus were far ahead of others. Indians had the knowledge of sea routes, monsoon winds, and other navigational aspects. They were able to sail to distant corners of the world with their goods and merchandise. To give you an example, during the time of Cholas, Raja Varman the Chola had constructed a huge trade fleet, merchandise ship, and it sailed across the Indian Ocean and reached the far South Asian nations and established Hindu temples and tributaries, vessels in that part. In Cambodia, in the jungles, there is a famous temple known as Angkor Wat. They are the largest Hindu temples in the world. It was in fact constructed by this Chola emperor who was an expert in sea route sail and seaborne journeys. And the next point, fairs or jatras were an important means for commercial activities for our merchants. Therefore, annually, in all across the country, many number of places organized fairs. These fairs attracted gathering of the huge crowds, and the purpose was of exchanging merchandise and other products. This was how trade was carried out in our country. And in fact, there was peace and prosperity which prevailed all across the country. Wherever there is peace and prosperity, the commercial activities, the political activities, the social activities, the cultural activities are bound to prevail and progress and prosper. In fact, this peace gave a great impetus for the interprovincial and interstate trade. To facilitate trade and commerce, royal roads were constructed, and these royal roads connected from east to west and from north to south. These roads were provided with milestones and planted with trees. The river Ganga and its tributaries were used for carrying goods. During the Mauryan time, the Great Royal Highway, more than 1,600 kilometers in length, that connected the capital Patliputra in Bihar with Takshashila, which is in the northwestern frontier. Now it is in Pakistan. Another long road of great commercial importance ran through Kashi. Today it is known as Banaras, Varanasi, and today it has been renamed as Prayagraj, and Ujjain in Madhya Pradesh, and linked the capital with greater seaports of western India. Yet another road linked the capital with the port of Tamra Lipti. It was through this principal port in Bengal that India carried extensive trade with China, Ceylon, Java, and Sumatra. Some of the important towns of trade were Arikamedu, Kaveripattanam, Madurai, Kranganur, Nagapattanam, Mahabalipuram, Calicut, Cochin, Bengaluru, Tamralipti, Patliputra, Vidisha, Ujjaini, Kausimbi, Mathura, Takshila, Haivole, Paitan, Surat, Lothal, Sopara, Kalyan, etc. Students, this was our today's discussion, that is trade in ancient India. Trade in ancient India was very much prosperous. Hindus were experts in trade and commerce. In fact, the roads and highways also played an important role to carry trade, and our Indian traders were seaborne traders. They built huge ships. In next lesson, we'll continue the remaining part of this lesson. Thank you.